Welcome to another episode of KAWmedy Krow Podcast. It's episode 10 with our guest, Art Marquez, everybody.
What's up, guys?
Yeah, welcome. And then we have the wonderful and beautiful and everything that I adore in life, Amy.
Hi.
Amy Cork,
Oh.
she's here. And then myself, I'm Christopher Key Tyler, CKT at the shows to keep it simple. Art, tell us, where did you first? What was your breakthrough? Like, where did you start in comedy? Your comedy journey, like where and when?
I started about like 2 years ago, May 2nd.
I remember the date.
Yeah, I
that's
remember the
badass.
date.
That's good.
Yeah, I think it was like 2000, probably 22. I don't remember like the year. I forgot though. But I
So
remember
coming
the
up
day.
on 3 years.
No, coming up on 2 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm like a year and like 11 months maybe in. You know? So one more month.
It sounds like you have like cancers and you're like counting down.
I'm just like, yeah. Pretty much. No, I started at the Ontario Improv.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was my first time I ever tried it because my friend Adrian Luna was hosting it.
Huh.
And so I saw that he posted that he's gonna like do like a comedy like open mic there, and I was like, I didn't even know what that was.
Right.
Yeah, I had no idea what open mic was. And then I got there 2 hours early, and I was like, man, that's crazy. Like I was like, maybe I could try this. You know, maybe I could do this. And so I just sat there and I wrote like jokes for like 2 hours, and then I went on stage and I performed and I got laughs, and then people said that I was funny, and then I don't know, I guess that was it.
Wow.
It was that first fist bump, dude. You know,
That's all it took.
I was like, yeah.
Who was your like inspiration? Like where you were like, you know what? I think I want to do this. Like any famous comics
Yeah,
or
any particular
No.
comics you enjoy?
Well, like, yeah, I used to like Norm Macdonald a lot when I was a kid, and also I used to watch like Mad TV a lot, and also I used to when I was younger, like when I moved to like a new city, and my neighbor was like from the East Coast, so he loved like stand-up comedy. So I used to watch it since I was like probably 8 or 9 or 10 or whatever.
Nice.
So he's a little bit older than me, and so then we would just sit there and watch like he would just like play George Carlin like all day long, you know? Yeah, all day long. He just listened to that. And we just listen to George Carlin like all day long and stuff like that. And
do you have a favorite George Carlin bit that like sticks with you and you always refer to?
Not really, because I like to him, like for some reason comedy has always been in the background of my life, and I never even noticed, you know, because like it was just like watching like MTV, like Comedy Central was just part of what I watched, you know what I mean? And,
right, like when people sleep with the commercials on and it's just going in their subconscious, and you had it just playing in the background, just constantly.
I just thought comedy was just another form of like entertainment that everybody enjoyed.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a part of your life.
Yeah, it's part of my life. I was just like, oh yeah, comedy, cool, premium blonde. All right, what's up? You know,
Right,
yeah.
right. No, the same thing. Yeah, and I've talked about it before, but same thing for myself too. We grew up with comedy all our lives. So, and my dad was like huge with comedy, huge with music. So, it was normal. Saturday Night Live, normal. Every weekend.
Yeah, every weekend. Even when I used to live in Santa Ana, and it was like a heavily like Mexican like based community, I would like go home and to go watch a Mad TV. You know what I mean? And like on a Saturday night, I'd go home and watch Mad TV.
Kids in the Hall, Mad TV. Yep.
All that Kids in the
Living
Hall
Color.
stuff I saw later on in life. Like,
Yeah.
like I mean, like when I was like moved to my new city, the Chino Hills, so I was like more like
Ooh, Chino.
bougie.
Yeah. And where are you originally from?
Santa Ana.
Santa Ana. Okay. And then how did you get to Ontario Improv? Like,
Oh, so I used to live in Fontana, and that's where Adrian Luna is from, and so that's where I met him.
that's cool.
Yeah, we used to like hang out. Well, he's like a lot younger than me, so like I just had friends, and he hung out with other friends that we knew, and I used to buy my my weed from him.
Yeah.
Because he used to have like stress weed, and I never heard of that stuff, and then
Why? I would never want to ingest anything that starts with stress in the name.
Yeah.
Like that sounds stressful.
It's like that brick stuff, you know.
Oh, like in
powder?
half baked, like in a
Like,
brick.
It's like in a brick, and like you have to break it apart, and it has seeds and stems and stuff like that.
Yeah. I remember those days.
Like hash. Like is
No.
it like no.
No, it's just like really bad weed.
Yeah, it's
They're
terrible.
super cheap.
Yeah, pencil shavings. And, that's cool.
Because like they only had like really good like Kush, like
Yeah.
where I was from, and it was like so expensive. But then when I found out, I was like, "Whoa, you can get all this for $20."
Yeah, the great value weed.
Yeah, it's not that good.
Yeah, Wish weed.
It's like great value.
Yeah,
Costco weed.
weed from Wish.
Like,
or
is this
something.
Kirkland?
Yeah, this is Kirkland weed. Yeah, this is a good old Walgreens weed. When what was I gonna? Oh shoot, I totally forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah, the on stage. What has been your highest and your lowest? Like so for like your highest moment, like biggest audience or hardest hitting. Like what do you have like a moment in your journey?
I guess I've had a lot of like good moments and like a couple bad moments, you know, a lot of bad moments too, you know.
Yeah.
Starting off is pretty bad, you know what I mean? But I guess just I like it when there's like a big audience and stuff like that. And well, one of the biggest moments one time was when I got like my first like show in Hollywood, you know what I mean? And you know, I was like hungry, so I went to the Rite Aid across the street from the venue where, you know, we're doing the comedy gig. And like when I like walked into the Rite Aid, I was like, "Excuse me, sir," and it was just some guy, and it was Edward Furlong from Terminator 2.
What?
And like what's eating Gilbert Grape and stuff like that. Yeah, and I couldn't believe it. Like,
Wait, he was working there?
no, he was just
Oh.
he was like shopping or
No, because he's
Yeah.
had a hard time.
Right.
yeah, and I couldn't believe it, like, because I didn't recognize him at first, but then when I saw his eyes, like,
Yeah.
I knew it was him instantly.
He turns around and they're the Terminator eyes. Like
Yeah.
he actually got them implanted.
Like, I was like shocked because I used to like love his
Me
movies.
too. I
Yeah.
did too. I was in love with him.
Because like, you know, right around the time the DVDs came out, like all of his movies were like on DVD, like Terminator 2, like American History X, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like those were like very popular movies like on DVD because there wasn't like that many movies like out yet. And I don't know, it was kind of crazy because I was just thinking like, wow, like dang, like Hollywood is very unforgiving. Like they don't care, you
They
know?
don't give a fuck.
No.
They don't care about
This,
you.
I didn't even want to like get a picture because I thought he was gonna ask me for money
Yeah.
because he looked so broke. You know what I mean?
Dang.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I was just like, oh
It's
my.
unfortunate.
I was like, what the hell? Like I couldn't believe it. Yeah. I guess that was one of the highest moments. And then I met Stephanie Tanner, too, at the Comedy Store.
Stephanie Tanner.
From-
I know
you-
that name.
Remember what's it called? Full House.
Full House.
Yeah.
The oldest one?
The middle one.
The middle child.
She's
Oh
like-
yeah.
Yeah.
She was, yeah, I remember now.
And I used to like worship that show. Me
Yeah.
and my
That was a
family.
great show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, I can't believe that's crazy. You know?
There was a thing about back then. It was like 3 men and a baby, and then like three men
Yes.
and a bunch of kids or whatever.
Yes.
What's up with the 3 guys?
Right? It's Hollywood. They're like, hey, there's, you know, guys are dads too.
Yeah, they're good people.
They're good people.
They can raise daughters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever been an extra or been on television or?
Yeah, like one time when I was like 18, I was on World's Funniest Videos with Arsenio Hall.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
How,
Yeah.
like in the audience or
In the
on
audience,
the show?
yeah. I was in the audience. So like my neighbor used to be the casting director for Married with Children.
Oh
you know?
my God.
Yeah.
Like my favorite show of all time.
Right.
Practically.
Great show, right? And he like, I didn't know. He was just like, I used to play guitar and stuff a lot. And then like one time I saw these guys jamming. I was like, oh, cool, I play guitar. You guys want to jam? And then he's like, yeah, I started jamming with them. Then it turned out he's like some kind of casting director, but like now he's like all Christian, right? So then he just kind of does it on the side, you know, for some extra money. And so then he like took me to Hollywood and he like put me on the show and stuff like that. And it was pretty cool. I was on 2 episodes and I came out on TV on UPN. I was just like clapping and stuff like that. Yeah, it was
Aw,
cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Did they ask you to dress up nice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the nicer you look, like the more on camera you could get on.
Yeah. I'm just picturing you like with like just full on like top hat and like monocle.
Monocle.
Yeah.
I'm
Got
just
the
like,
little flaps.
A cane.
I'm just like,
They're all,
like,
who's this guy?
get this guy in the front, dude.
You're just sort of up on stage with Arsenio, just
I'm
standing
just like
there.
standing behind Arsenio, like
That's
Top
cool.
hat guy.
it was cool.
I used to love watching America's Home Funnies, AHS, right? America's Home Funnies, AHV, America's Home Funniest Video. I don't know. AFV,
America's Funniest Videos, right?
Right. I thought it was America's Home Funniest Videos.
Probably like
No.
America's Funniest
With
Home
Bob
Videos or
Saget.
something.
Anyways, they would always do that thing in the beginning of the show where there was like some weird family doing something strange, and then they would start off the show. Do you remember that? Yeah, it was every time they would pan in, there would be like some family doing some weird. Like first, it started where they were like, "Oh, they're watching TV,"
Right.
And then
yeah.
and then there's like a domestic violence scene. Like 6 months in, they're like arguing and shit, and like throwing pillows, and it just started. I was always like, who's that family?
Oh, right.
Like, what's this story? There's like this side story.
Was it a video or was it like a
No, it was an
production?
actual like the camera would pan in like on one of those
oh yeah, I
boom
remember
cams.
now. Yeah, and they're
You'd
just
see the
fighting
family
and
or
stuff. They're
something.
fighting over something, right?
Right. And then
I
they
vaguely
would
remember
pan
that.
out and they would show the rest of the audience, and then Bob Saget would come walking
yeah.
in. I was like, who's the family?
yeah.
What was that?
Yeah,
That's interesting.
that's cool. Yeah, I have so much ADD. I'm just like, everything's just happening.
You're not supposed to ask questions.
I know, right?
Yeah. Then and I was one of those kind of gullible kids that I thought like everything on when I was watching TV, Bob Saget would walk out onto that. I was like, oh, that's a real house.
Yeah.
So like he lives there.
Well, I mean, that's not a stupid thing when you're a kid, because that's the whole idea, is to create this, space, right?
Yeah.
And then when you're a kid, you believe it.
Right.
I believed so much shit. I mean, I believe Rainbow Bright was real, okay? Gem and the holograms, I
Yeah.
wanted to be just like them.
Yeah, Alf was like the coolest
Oh my
alien
God,
Right.
ever. It really saddened me that he was like totally into eating cats.
Oh, really?
I was really heartbroken.
That was this thing.
Yeah, on American. One last thing about America, you like triggered me. Like, my nostalgia is kicking in. The America's Home videos. There was always like this. People thought it was funny to see a child or somebody throw up. That would happen periodically on the show. Like they would always show a
don't
clip.
remember.
Yeah, and I was just like, and the audience was like, like laughing. And I'm like, what is that?
Yeah.
That's
mean,
horrible.
that's
That's like
Were you like,
snuff
that's disgusting?
stuff.
Yeah.
Like what? That's
Well,
like
you feel for them.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you feel for them. You're
Right.
like, oh my God, they're not feeling well.
Yeah,
I
but
would
how-
do the same thing when I was a kid.
But somebody like filmed somebody getting sick, and they were like, "Let's send this into Bob Saget."
Right.
And then it went through a process and the screening and everything. They're like, "Oh yeah,
Right.
put that on or put it on television."
Right.
It wasn't that great, folks. Did you guys like that kid puking? Like, oh man, like some of them burnt in my mind, and like
yeah?
I can't forget this
Did you
one
see
kid
him
in a
turn
choir.
Right.
Yeah.
See him throwing up, turning blue.
Yeah, yeah.
He can't breathe.
Yeah, he didn't even have a second to catch himself. And with your stand-up, here's your Instagram. I was looking through it, and you're on so many shows. How many times a week on average? How many different shows or stages are you on weekly on an average? If you were to guess.
Well, recently it's been about like I've been only trying to do 4.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But before it was like 8, maybe.
What?
Yeah, or even like more. It was too much. It was too much.
I like the more dot.
Yeah, I was like, because like it would range.
Apprehension.
Because I would just sometimes I'd be like, dude, let's go over here.
Yeah.
Like I've done like 3 counties in one night before, which
Nice.
was insane. Like
Yeah.
I did like Orange County, like Riverside, and maybe like LA County or something. I did like, I don't know. I did one time. I did something like that, or
That's
San
cool.
Bernardino County. I don't know. It was crazy, but it's
Yeah.
a lot of gas money. And
Uh-huh.
I was just like, damn,
That's some hustle. Yeah.
a lot of hustle, and then a lot of like money too. I was just like, it was the money. If I had more money, I'd still be like out there like that.
Uh-huh.
But it's just got a budget. You know what I mean?
Or do you have a business card? Do you hand business
No, I
cards
don't.
out?
No.
You don't have
Maybe
merch
sooner or
and all that?
later. Pretty soon, I'm gonna start making merch and stuff like that. Like I'm practicing like making designs, you know, on the computer, and then like I was like, I don't know what to focus on, so I was like, might as well just focus on myself. You know what I mean? And it's kind of cringy, but it's just like you have to. You know what I mean? Like see yourself as a brand. You know what I mean? I mean,
You are. You're a product.
Yeah, I'm trying to, like, not that like we're there yet, but like, you know, trying to put yourself as a brand. Like people only know you if you're advertised. You know what I mean?
Yeah. People, word of mouth goes a long way, and you know, being memorable and you know, I love it always feels great when strangers come up to you and say like, oh dude, that was like you were my favorite.
Oh yeah.
And like, oh, and you're like, oh thanks man.
Right.
And they're like, all right, see you later, bye.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, you got to catch me on like my social media.
Social media, yeah. But business cards is probably a good idea, or like stickers with like a QR code or something.
You can use your phone. Like they have like, are you an Apple or Android?
Oh yeah, Apple guy.
Okay, so Apple has like a thing where you can like tap to share contacts.
You can meet a lot of people. Like I go to a lot of mics, and I used to be like, like, you know, add me. But then I stopped doing all that because, I mean, that's good to still do. You got to start keep doing that. You know what I mean? Like, you got to keep networking and stuff like that.
I think we should all be wearing QR codes.
Yeah.
On stage.
For reals. Like on your face.
Or just like tattoo it on our forehead or something.
Yeah. I just want to like wear, you know, when people would like protest and they have like the big wooden thing that they're wearing.
Like a sign?
Yeah, big sign, but it's like a QR code.
Right.
But it's just a big QR code and you're just performing and like.
Right?
Why
not?
not?
A bad idea.
Well, then you're just a number, and you're like another brick in the wall. I don't know, man. Like I can't.
Right. I'm exaggerating. I'm not being serious.
You're like, forget
I feel like
this
I'm being
performance.
serious. I feel like being serious right now. Sorry.
Good. Yeah, you're the voice of reason.
I don't,
Yeah.
You know, coffee.
Yeah.
It's not hasn't kicked in yet.
Yeah, because we're gonna just like keep talking like crazy talking.
Last thing, let's see. Oh, bombing. Have any bombing stories you got? Like the one that really like you liked it. You bombed so hard you had to tell people about it.
Oh yeah. Like, well, I bomb sometimes. You know, I bomb a lot sometimes.
Yeah, me too.
You know, sometimes I will. There was a point where I was like bombing on purpose, just so I could like, not like so much on purpose, but like I wasn't trying to like be right on point. You know what I mean, with everything. Just so I could like see like how I could like, I don't know, you learn a lot, like how to recover or like what's happening. Like you could bomb so much and then maybe you'll say something and you could get them back. You know what I mean? Like you learn things, you know, from.
Yeah, you're like experimenting and you're seeing what you can do and.
Right.
Yeah.
Because like
how you
every
absorb
time.
it.
Yeah. Like you want to get like right. You want to get like the laughs every time. Right. And you could do your routine like the same every time and probably get like those laughs every time. But you like, I don't think you'll learn that much.
Yeah, you were like beta testing the audience.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
And I was like, dang, I should do it now, you know.
Well, you can't do it by yourself. So,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I've ever bombed alone in my room.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Like I'm just
saying
something. I'm like, I should never. I don't know if I've ever been like making breakfast and I'm like, why did you say that? You shouldn't have said that right now. But I'm talking to myself, and then like someone's in the back of my mind, like, boo, that was terrible. I don't know. Yeah, would you consider yourself pretty self-critical?
No.
No, that's good.
I used to like. I'm more critical on stage while it's happening, and I'm learning to not be critical at all.
Yeah.
You know. I'm not critical at all of the performances at all afterwards.
Good. Yeah. Just let it flow and have fun.
And sometimes like, yeah, I'll like enjoy it. Like, yeah, that was a good night, you know, but then I just forget about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't hold on to
You record yourself?
No.
No.
I need to, because then
should.
I need to start getting like more like understand like how I look up there. You know what I mean? So.
But but also getting audience reaction, like some jokes are going to hit harder than others, and you can like move them around later and be like, okay, that ends up being a really good closer or an opener, or like based on the audience feedback.
Oh, yeah, exactly. You could like go back to the archive and see, you know.
Yeah.
And it's good because then you can see how you're acting and how you want to look. Because like, you know, you think you look a certain way up there, but you don't, you know what I mean? And so when you watch the tape back, you're like, oh, like don't do that, or like be more like this, you know what I mean?
Right.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, you get to analyze. You get to see yourself from a different point of view.
It used to be so cringy. like before. Like I couldn't watch it. It's just like, oh man, this is terrible.
I can't even watch anything that we record. Like I get it.
It's fun. Getting past that is good, and it's good to love yourself and realize like that was you at that moment at that time. So why hate yourself in the past? You know, like just
right. You thought that was the right thing to do at the right time or at that time, and that doesn't mean it's wrong, or it just is what it is.
Yeah, I guess is it harder to look at yourself recently on video or farther in the past when you're like, oh, that's me when I was 12?
Oh no, like I'm just saying, like with the performances, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
'cause,
earlier stand up versus
yeah,
now.
it was terrible. Like I couldn't couldn't handle it because like you think that you're doing like something up there, but then when you watch the tape, you're like, oh dang, it's like so far from what you thought you were like, you know, doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 10 years from now, you'll be like watching this podcast and you're like, look at me.
Oh yeah,
I'm a piece of trash.
for real.
Me. Look at I thought I was something, and why didn't I quit? Why am I still here?
I know,
But then
right?
that's part of the journey. You're supposed to every step.
It's fun.
Yeah,
It's a fun
enjoy it.
time.
I'm the same way. Like my old stand up, I look back and I'm like, dude, but I did good. Like there were times where I'm like, I would never do those jokes now, but I'm like, damn, I was risky. Like that's some crazy shit that I was doing up there. And but now and then sometimes I'll see newer comics and I'm like, oh, that reminds me of me when I was like that. I get it. Like it's cool. But
Right, you see that like because we're all going through that same process. You know what I mean? And then some have gone through it already.
Yeah.
And some of us are going through it right now. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I think that's the recognition of growing. You know, you're seeing yourself just move on, and that's totally awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
And you get better and stuff, and that's always good progress. You're like, thank God, you know what I mean? Like, because you're like, what the hell am I doing this for? This like, because sometimes you bomb. There was this one time I did bomb at Chatterbox, that open mic, and I was like doing my jokes, and then I started a little slow, and then like the host, he like got cricket sounds on his phone, and he started going crickets, crickets, and then like I got all embarrassed, and then everyone's like. They're like, yeah, right. Like some people started agreeing with him. Like people always do that to me. They like, there's a girl around that was like clown on me, and the girl's like, yeah, like they're always like that.
Yeah.
Start clowning on you. Yeah.
So then I was just like, damn. And then it was just like I did some jokes. I got some laughs, but I was like, fuck. It was like terrible. I just got
could have
out
bombed
there.
harder. You could have bombed harder.
I could have bombed harder.
Yeah. You want people like I like the time where they're like, I want to talk to you outside. We need to have a talk.
What the hell?
Yeah. It'll be like a group of like one time it was at with Frank Castillo at the Barley and Hops. One time we did a show and we were out on the patio, and all the comics and these three ladies walked out and they were like, I need to talk to you. I need to talk to you in private. And I'm like, you can talk to me right here. And she's like, okay. And her two friends were like, all right, do it, say it. And she's like, you have a lot of potential, but you'll never perform somewhere at like Pachanga. You'll never do it. And I'm like, I was just there last week. Like, she's like, well,
you're wrong.
You're not funny. You're not going to do well or whatever. So you should just quit. And I'm like, thank you for and they're like, tear her apart. I'm like, no. Thank you I appreciate you. That takes a lot of guts.
Tear her apart?
The other comics. They were like, dude, go lay in her. And I'm like, no, dude, like, it's fine. I appreciate you and thank you. It takes a lot of guts to come up and tell somebody how much you don't like them. So good for you. And I'll keep working on it. And she's like, and they hustled away, like all happy.
Man.
Yeah, but
Like happy or
they were thrilled that they were so proud of you, Stephanie, or whatever her name was. But it was it was three Karens back in like 2010. Yeah, 2010 Karens. Yeah, it was fun.
They're still a little, I don't know. Were they hardier? I don't know.
Hardier? Yeah, they
Hardier?
Yeah.
Was it a tougher time? I don't know.
This isn't the Dust Bowl era. I'm talking
comfortable
2009.
It's been a while.
All right, so let's move into our KAWspiracy segment.
Okay, cool.
KAWspiracy.
Oh, it's the KAWmedy Krow
Yeah.
came out.
What's up, baby?
Oh, dang. What's up, dog?
What's up, Marquez? Thanks
Chilling.
for coming out. Let's talk about some weird stuff.
Hell yeah. I'm down. KAWspiracies.
Yeah.
Like either you love him or you hate him.
Right?
Oh, so what are your thoughts on reptilians and shapeshifters? Do they
I
live
want to know
among
what
us?
your opinion on,
Yeah.
on this is.
Yeah. Have you ever
Well-
met one? Do you know them?
No, I never met one. But I did see some guy that had the slit eyes one time.
Were they contacts?
No, they're real.
Whoa.
And then like
What color?
they were just regular, like black, you know. He had like blue eyes, and like the black pupil part was like a slit.
So then he had blue colored eyes, but he had a black slit.
Slit, yeah.
So it's pretty obvious. Like, okay.
Yeah.
And you're,
Yeah, 100% sure, because I kept looking at him because we were hanging out. It was like, you know, it was in like Rancho Cucamonga, we were hanging out. And I was like, whoa, this guy's eyes are crazy. You know what I mean? Because we're all hanging out, you know,
Yeah.
like this. And then later on, I told it to someone else that people like knew him. And then they're like, no, he doesn't. They're like, I know him. Like they've known each other for like years. And he's like, no, he doesn't have that.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, he does. Because I wouldn't just imagine that, right?
right.
Yeah, he's all into like physics. He's like a weird nerd guy onto like physics and stuff like that. And he went to jail because he lit up like Big Bear like all on fire. Like yeah,
Jesus.
With his eyes?
like with around 2009. No, 'cause he was
Okay.
doing something disgusting. He was getting cats, and then he was like,
I don't wanna know.
Yeah, you don't want to know.
No, I don't
That's
want to
some
know.
mo-
That
yeah, that's
okay,
some
I am
wicked
so
stuff.
Yeah,
upset.
he got
Sorry.
yeah, and then he got pulled over. And
He got
then-
pulled over?
Yeah, with all the like evidence and stuff, and he went to jail.
Dang. You really narrowed it down to a single person. We could actually probably
Yeah.
Google and find this person.
Yeah,
That's nuts.
his eyes are all slit and stuff, all weird, and then it does weird stuff, you know.
Wow. Yeah, that's nuts. Okay. Yeah, there's because like Billy Corgan, right? Corgan. I always mispronounce his last name from Smashing Pumpkins.
Right.
In his book, apparently he talks heavily about his interaction with somebody shape-shifting.
Yeah, but it wasn't once. He's like, it was twice.
Right.
Yeah. Now is a shapeshifter reptilian?
It could be like an alien being
Okay.
with technology
Yeah.
to hide its true appearance.
Like the Predator.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you think like is it because there's a lot of talk about Hollywood is loaded full of reptilians? Yeah.
Well, Hollywood is like a place where they make those like movies and stuff, right? To like it's like propaganda kind of not propaganda, but it's like brainwashing material, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Because that's like I think it was like all that stuff is like brainwash stuff to keep the people like in check and stuff like that.
Right.
I think this is my
Because
theory.
if they were here longer than humans, or they helped, or the Anunnaki and all that, like somehow tied together, maybe I don't know.
Oh yeah, there's all kinds of like the shapeshifters and who knows? Maybe there's like some people that came here and they're like mind controlling us.
Yeah.
You know, because like
They live.
Like
yeah,
the
they
movie
live.
They Live.
Oh yeah, that's people think those are like very spot on, like those movies and stuff like that. Like there's some kind of alien like beings controlling us and stuff like that. It could be possible, like Roswell and all that stuff. You know, right around that time, like technology started like ramping up, and I heard that aliens are here and they're already like in like communication and already like here, like working with governments and stuff like that. I've heard stories like that, you know, on the internet.
With underground bases, like what are your thoughts on, do you think that reptilians are from like the underground and the aliens are from above, high, and then so like frequency? So like if a reptilian has a lower vibration, they're lower in the earth, we're in the middle, and then there's like aliens that are up in the sky. So water and like the ocean is all tied somehow. Thoughts on underground bases?
Yes. I think that like there might be interdimensional beings, right? Maybe because there's like there's a theory, right? There's multi dimensions, right? And maybe they come from another dimension where maybe their world is not as like good as ours, you know, and maybe they're just trying to inhabit this place, or who knows? But I heard that like there are like Mesa underground base. Like there's some guy that was some kind of scientist or something like that, or working on something down there, and then like they like went to some underground part of the underground base, and there was like aliens there, and they started like shooting them, and the guy got like shot by some laser, and his hand got like shot off. And
I heard this story. He talked about this on a panel. He was up like it was like a military. He like came out and confessed. It was during one of those like what is it called? Alien
classified things?
Declassification, where they go up on the panel and they tell their story. And yeah, he was like all screwed up. I saw this story. Yeah.
I haven't seen this one yet.
Yeah, this was like old. This is old. Yeah, it's like 10 years.
It's pretty cool stuff. And so the guy said that the aliens were like 7 feet tall, right, like that, and then have like the classic alien like kind of look to them.
Yeah, the grays.
Yeah, and he said that he was like they just like did something like this. They shot out like a laser. Like they have like technology, right? Like more advanced than ours.
Yeah, he like blasted his chakra. He's like a Care Bear. He did a Care Bear stare.
Care Bear stare.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Right
Alien
through
Care Bear stare.
right through the hand. Just like.
Wow, that's crazy. There was sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say, did you guys hear about that Las Vegas UFO that landed recently, a couple months ago?
In that guy's backyard? Yeah.
And did you guys hear any like details about like what those people saw?
There was multiple. I remember I heard when the 911 dispatch answered, and they were saying that there's like these tall, super tall people that are in their backyard and like fumbling around, and the footage was grainy, and like it's always grainy. It's always grainy.
I'm so sick of that. Like at that point, I'm just like whatever, move on.
Right?
Yeah, it's hard. Like, yeah, it's like the UFO. I've seen the same UFO twice now, right outside this building, high altitude, and it is grainy because it was so high up in order to see something that tiny. My phone just could not. But this was different. These are like 20, 30 feet away, and it was still grainy, and like it's so frustrating.
There was footage of it? I didn't see any footage.
What?
Like, they took of the aliens and
where they were in the backyard, and they were like they were like, all right, guys,
like,
come on. Yeah, they had the fence,
Yeah,
and then you could
that's
see
all
like construction vehicles like in the background, and they were
Right.
like, if you look. Okay, so what we've done is we've zoomed in and we've cropped, and you can see there might be something standing behind that one thing. I'm like, I'm using my imagination at this point. Like I
didn't see
I want to
anything.
believe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There was this one gal who was talking about, and I don't know like her credentials. I have to look it up again, but I think I may have sent it to you, Chris. She's talking about how it's like the Navy. So of course we all know in Antarctica you cannot go there. It's a no. But it was a Navyman, I think, that was talking about. Sorry, now it seems like all wishy-washy. But the whole point of it was in Antarctica, there's like this underground. I don't want to say society, but completely elaborate. It's like, right, it's ice cold, but the temperature stays between like 68 and 70 degrees. And the light in it follows you wherever you go. Like the technology is so far out, but it does exist. And I think it was a Navyman that was talking about
like saying it's an ice wall or something? Or
it's like a...
So you can't get in?
It's like a bunker.
Oh,
It's like
this
a
place.
Yeah,
in
it's
Antarctica?
like, and it's huge,
Yeah.
and it's like miles long.
Yeah, and real quick, this is for entertainment purposes only. We don't believe this stuff. It's just for fun.
Oh yeah, this is fun stuff. I heard on the internet.
Yeah, it's all entertainment. But Antarctica, you can go there, but only where they allow you to go. And just like, I think there are places on the map that don't show up, that whoever shows the map on Google or Apple or whatever, like there's islands or there's places in Antarctica that are funky and weird that we can't, they just blurp it out. Like you're not going to be able to see it.
It wasn't blurred before.
Right.
I used to go and look at it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's like a big hole or something over there.
Yeah.
There's like a big giant hole in the middle.
There's all kind. Yeah. There's a weird
And
thing.
now
And
it's
then they
like
update
censored
it.
out.
Right.
Now it's censored.
Wow.
Yeah.
People found things.
Yeah, they gave you the coordinates like back in the day, like on the internet, and you could just go look, and there's like a little base, little tiny little base thing, and then the big ass, like a big hole, and then like they gave like people that work there, they track their smart watches or whatever. This might be debunked, but like they said, they're just walking in a big old circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's so many weird things in this world, and so that's why I say to everybody, keep your mind open because you don't know jack.
Yeah.
There's so
When
much.
you think you know, you don't know.
Yeah, there's so much to learn, and my favorite is when you talk about this kind of stuff with people, and they're like, "That's baloney," and I'm like, "Oh, you're an expert," and we're like, "Well, that's just not true. Can you prove it?" I don't even want to go there. It makes me uncomfortable, and you're like, "Okay, well, it's just there's so much to this world. Like, we don't have access to all the government files and like all but they're slowly releasing it, slowly but surely, and with the internet, like it's hard to hide everything now, and I think that's why the headsets are the new they live, but opposite. They're like everyone's gonna be wearing headsets real soon. Instead of the phone, it's gonna be on your face. It's called the race for your face through technology, and everyone will have their AR, and you could sell your merch through your AR, like you could sell some AR clothes, and I'll be wearing my AR QR code.
Just by blinking.
Yeah, just by blinking. And meanwhile, the reptilians and the aliens will be walking among us, but we won't even see them because we'll have our headsets on.
They love material wealth. That's why this world is going that way. That's like, they're like, yeah, we love being rich. The reptilians, they're so materialistic, man. Dang.
Yeah, it's that low vibration of
Yeah.
living underground. They come up to the surface and they're like, I want a flashy car.
Yeah, I want a Lamborghini. Like,
Yeah.
that's all they care about.
Yeah. I think that's where chameleon paint jobs came from. It's reptilian technology.
Right.
Yeah. Anyways. Art, it's been a blast hanging out with you. Thanks for coming out on this really rainy day.
It's been super fun.
Yeah. And where can everybody find you online or in person?
You can find me on Instagram at _art_Marquez. And this Monday, I'm going to be at the KAWmedy competition, performing at Solaris Brew and Blending. So if you guys want to check that out, it's going to be April 1st, all right? And that's not a joke.
Yeah. On
It's not
April Fool's Day.
Day.
Art Marquez.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're supposed to be, dang it, you're supposed to have this on your microphone. Yeah, usually I have like the contestants, the contestants
Hell
are
yeah.
supposed to have this on the microphone. But
Yeah,
you can
that'd be
hold
sick.
KAWmedy Krow. There you go. Be nice.
Good
Yeah,
guy.
yeah, there you go.
I
You
don't
can
know.
put your hand inside him. It's okay.
I barely know you, but I barely
David
know him.
David Cross's wet finger went inside him.
Oh,
So,
really?
yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It's-
I was like, how old is David Cross? He's always been like bald, so you can't tell. 'Cause, you know what I mean? He's been on like the Wonder Years and like he just,
David Cross?
Yeah, he was on there.
Really?
Think so. You guys
I
look
didn't
it
know
up.
that.
I didn't know that.
That's news to me. That's cool.
I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
We'll look it up.
Yeah.
We'll look it up. I gotta know now.
Yeah, good luck. You don't need the luck, but it's
you.
gonna be a lot of fun to see you
Let's have some fun
compete.
this year.
Yeah, and then are you on YouTube or
No, not right now.
no?
No,
Not yet.
not yet. I'm gonna start doing some content, some probably comedy content.
Well, guess
like
what?
sketches.
You're gonna be on it now because
Oh,
you're on
heck
this
yeah.
episode.
That's
So,
right.
Yeah.
Make sure to subscribe and like this stuff. And then
Yeah.
Amy, where can we find you?
I'm mostly on IG at Shades of Despair, and my art website is bisicreveries.com.
Yeah. And then I'm Christopher Key Tyler. Yeah, like, share, subscribe, spread the word. KAWmedy Krow Podcast.
Don't forget,
Oh yeah,
Comedy Festival.
yeah. Comedy.
May
You're
25th.
I'm sorry. Art is competing in the third prelim to be in the finals at Comedy Fest.
Hope I make it.
Yeah, dude, you could be the next.
I'm gonna bring it.
Yeah, you're gonna bring. I certainly hope so. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. But Comedy Fest, the tickets are going on fast on www.kawmedy.com. KAWmedy. Get your tickets, or you can also go on. Well, I was gonna say click the bio, but that's on Instagram. But on the social medias, yeah, follow the breadcrumbs that KAWmedy Krow leaves for you to get your tickets. Come see us, meet us in person. We're really nice people. Yeah. Thanks for having us on your screen and we'll see you next time.